My name is Tracy Brown Esparza, and as the newly appointed principal of Warren Central High School, I am honored to present our strategic resource allocation and shared vision plan for the $500,000 Educational Advancement Fund. Warren Central High School serves just over 1,100 students and currently holds a B accountability rating, reflecting 687 points. While this rating reflects areas of strength, our designation as a comprehensive support and improvement school makes one thing clear. There are significant gaps that must be addressed. Tonight, I will walk you through how we will use this funding not just to improve outcomes, but to build systems that sustain success long after the funding period ends. To lead effectively, we must begin with an honest look at our data. Our English proficiency currently stands at 39.6%, significantly below the state average. Science performance is also below expectations, while chronic absenteeism has peaked at over 45%. At the same time, we see a major strength. Our math growth is at 98.9%, which tells us that when the right systems are in place, our students can achieve at high levels. This data reveals an equity gap. A B rating masks the reality that certain groups of students, particularly those in the lowest performing quartile, are not experiencing the same level of success. This plan is designed to close that gap. The plan begins with a shared vision developed collaboratively through our site-based decision-making committee. Our vision is Warren Central High School will empower every student to achieve literacy excellence and lifelong engagement through equitable access to innovative resources and collaborative support. We chose literacy excellence because reading is the foundation for success across all content areas. We chose lifelong engagement because chronic absenteeism is one of our greatest barriers. Most importantly, this vision prioritizes equity, ensuring that resources are directed towards students who need them the most. A vision only works if it is shared. To build ownership, we are implementing a multi-tiered communication system. For our community and families, we will launch a digital vision progress dashboard and host quarterly town halls. These actions will foster trust, shared accountability, and a two-way dialogue with families. For faculty, we will implement weekly PLC data-to-action cycles and monthly faculty meetings to align instruction with student needs. Meetings will be used to analyze benchmark fluctuations and drive immediate adjustments to instruction. For students, we are shifting from passive participation to ownership through goal setting, data tracking, and advisory groups, making them active participants in their education. This system ensures that communication is not just one way, but a continuous feedback loop driving improvement. This slide represents the foundation of our entire plan, how we strategically align the $500,000 Educational Advancement Fund to directly impact student outcomes. Rather than distributing resources evenly, we are intentionally deploying them where the data shows the greatest need. This means prioritizing literacy, engagement, and instructional capacity to address the gaps identified in our performance data. Our approach is built around four key areas. First, personnel, where we are placing high-quality educators and leaders exactly where students need the most support. Second, technology, which allows us to extend learning beyond the traditional classroom and provide personalized instruction tailored to each student's needs. Third, engagement, where we are actively removing barriers to attendance and ensuring students are present, connected, and ready to learn. Finally, capacity, where we are developing teacher leaders so that the expertise we build during this investment remains in place long after the funding is gone. Ultimately, this is not just about spending money. It is about creating a system where every resource is aligned to one goal: improving student learning while building distributed leadership across the campus. We are investing $220,000 in personnel, specifically a literacy interventionist and teacher leaders who will serve as data coaches. This is expected to increase ELA proficiency by 8 to 10%. We are allocating $120,000 toward technology, including adaptive software and devices to personalize learning, particularly for our English learners. We are investing $80,000 in engagement by hiring a success coordinator and implementing attendance interventions with a goal of reducing chronic absenteeism by at least 10%. Finally, $80,000 is dedicated to professional development to ensure our teachers have the tools to deliver high-quality instruction. Every dollar is tied to a measurable outcome. Our commitment to equity means we cannot take a one-size-fits-all approach to supporting students. Instead, we must intentionally design systems that respond to the diverse needs of our school community. This work begins by recognizing that many of our challenges, particularly chronic absenteeism and low academic performance, are not isolated to the classroom. They are often connected to broader barriers that require community partnership and targeted support. First, we are strengthening local business partnerships to provide internships and career exposure opportunities. This allows students to see the real-world relevance of their education and makes our goal of lifelong engagement tangible, especially for students who may feel disconnected from traditional academic pathways. Second, we are prioritizing family input and wraparound support. Through targeted surveys and outreach, we will better understand the specific challenges our families face. This allows us to shift from a reactive and often punitive approach to attendance toward one that is supportive, responsive, and relationship-driven. Finally, we are implementing community mentorship programs, connecting students, particularly those in the lowest performing quartile, with trusted community leaders. These relationships are critical in building a sense of belonging, increasing motivation, and reinforcing the message that every student has a pathway to success. Together, these strategies ensure that we are not only addressing academic needs, but also creating a network of support that empowers every student to succeed. While this $500,000 investment provides a critical starting point, our long-term success depends on our ability to sustain and expand these efforts beyond the initial funding period. To do this, we are approaching advocacy as a strategic, multi-level effort. At the local level, we will establish a strong proof of concept by presenting quarterly return on investment reports to the Vicksburg-Warren School District Board of Trustees. These reports will clearly demonstrate how our targeted investments are improving student outcomes, allowing us to advocate for the integration of successful initiatives into the district's general operating budget. At the state level, we will leverage improvements in our MDE report card to pursue additional funding opportunities. This includes applying for Title I and literacy-focused grants that align directly with our school's identified needs and demonstrated progress. At the national level, we will position Warren Central High School as a model for data-driven school improvement by presenting our work at educational conferences. This visibility will open the door for partnerships with higher education institutions and external funding sources, further expanding opportunities for our students. Ultimately, our goal is to ensure that this initial investment becomes a catalyst for sustained funding, continued innovation, and long-term student success. To ensure that this investment leads to lasting impact, we must move beyond short-term solutions and build systems that sustain improvement over time. Our approach to continuous improvement is grounded in 4 key structures. First, data analysis. Through weekly PLC cycles, teachers will consistently analyze MDE and benchmark data to identify trends, monitor progress, and make immediate instructional adjustments. Second, capacity building. We are developing teacher leaders who will not only implement effective strategies, but also train and support their peers. This ensures that the expertise we build does not leave with the funding. It becomes embedded within our campus. Third, real-time monitoring. By utilizing digital dashboards, we can track the effectiveness of interventions as they happen, allowing us to respond quickly and ensure that no student falls through the cracks. And finally, targeted action. Through our multi-tiered system of supports, we will address both academic and behavioral needs with precision, ensuring that every student receives the level of support they require. Ultimately, the $500,000 serves as the catalyst. But these systems are the engine. They create a continuous cycle of improvement that will sustain student achievement long after the initial investment has been exhausted. The $500,000 Educational Advancement Fund is not being used as a temporary solution. It is being used as a strategic investment to address systemic gaps that have persisted beneath the surface of our accountability rating. As discussed, this blueprint is built on aligning resources, strengthening instruction, increasing engagement, and building internal leadership capacity. Each component is intentionally designed to work together, creating a cohesive system rather than isolated initiatives. Our goal is to move Warren Central High School from a campus that is managing performance to one that is driving continuous, equitable growth for every student. This is our commitment to ensure that every decision, every dollar, and every strategy is aligned to improving outcomes and expanding opportunities for all learners. In closing, this plan represents more than a response to our current data. It represents a shift in how we operate as a school. We are moving from isolated efforts to a unified system, from short-term fixes to sustainable solutions, and from surface-level success to meaningful, equitable outcomes for all students. With this investment, we are not just improving Warren Central High School. We are building a model for continuous improvement that can be sustained and replicated. This is our opportunity to ensure that every student, regardless of background, has access to the support, instruction, and opportunities they need to succeed. Thank you for your time, your leadership, and your continued commitment to our students. If you have any questions, I will open the floor at this time.